sights, I've had delights on every foreign shore. But when my mates all ask me the place that I adore, I tell them right away. What do we tell them? Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep, a tuak, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. You can see me in the kitchen cooking up a roast or Vegemite on toast, just you and me, a cup of tea. Later on we'll settle down and go out on the porch and watch the possums play. Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep, a tuak, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. There's a Safeways up the corner and a Woolies down the street, and a brand new place they've opened up, but they regulate the heat. But I trade them all tomorrow for a little bush retreat with a kookaburras call. Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep, a tuak, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair. Up we go. Some people like their houses with fences all around, others live in mansions and some beneath the ground. But me, I like the bush, you know, with rabbits running round and a pumpkin vine out the back. This is your turn.
Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep, a tuak, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
Give me a home among the gum trees with lots of plum trees, a sheep, a tuak, a kangaroo, a clothesline out the back, veranda out the front, and an old rocking chair.
The first time I tasted somebody else's spit, I had a coughing fit. I mistakenly called them by your name. I was let down, it wasn't the same. I'm doing fine, trying to derail my one-track mind, regaining my self-worth in record time. But I can't help but think of your other in the bed that was mine. Am I a masochist, resisting urges to punch you in the teeth, call you a bitch and leave? Why did I come here to sit and watch you stare at your feet? What was the plan? Absolve your guilt and shake hands. I feel no need to forgive, but I might as well. But let me kiss your lips so I know how it felt.
cute comic theme, especially given that all of the koala drama in politics at the moment. You know, it's a tenuous connection, but it's Australian fauna. Anybody else have any ideas for our comics for the week? Of course, it sort of has to be kind of relevant, news, timely, but other than that, pretty flexible. As always, Ben is reminding our new players of the fundamental structures of the trivia, which I should have done, which is that we have 2 rounds of 20 questions, and it's all pop culture. At some point, you just stop. No, it's all fun and games in the Netherworld Trivia Twitch channel. Have a look at this, the excellent comic winner from last week. I believe this comes from one Whirling Derfish, or Grace, as we know her. The winner of the $30 Netherworld venue voucher. Obviously, last week we did gender reveal parties. Thrilling, excellent comic, some of your best work. Scott from Canada just signed in at the perfect time. Here, thank you to Brooke for sharing with me this little Bloom meme. You know that we love all things Jeff in the streams. Who wore it better, Ross, Geralt, or Jeff? This seems like a really good Netherworld trivia meme because it cross-pollinates a few things like Geralt of Trivia and Jeff Goldblum. So thank you for the meme share. Feel free to write in for anything that you might want to add to the notice board. Alrighty. Speaking of Scott, who is in Canada and just joined us, thank you, Scott, for sending through this week's Wally Dump, the new cat of Netherworld Trivia, who is gorgeous, and we can make a conceptual link between the last slide and this slide, because the first thing I thought, Jeff Goldblum, Jurassic Park, great, babe. Then, don't you think that this insect on that silhouette screen kind of reminds you of the mosquito in the amber? Did anybody else do that emotional link? Did we do that? Did we love that? But let's move on. Round 1, question 1. Let's do it. 20 questions around all pop culture. If you win, you will sit proudly atop the Netherworld leaderboard. Of course, at the moment, we've only got the Bilby Day as a suggestion for our comic theme. We might keep percolating. Just, give some people some options. But in the meantime, let us begin with question 1. As always, something relevant in the world of celebrities. Adam Sandler recently appeared on the first episode of which celebrity's new talk show? Oh, I just glanced down and had a look at our playlist. So for those who are new, we have a collaborative playlist on Spotify, which you can go in and add whatever you like, any songs that you feel like you would like the group to listen to. I introduced some basic rules last week, in that I think it is collaborative playlist etiquette to only add one song at a time rather than a whole album. Just in case, it's not everyone's cup of tea. We've got some good stuff. We've got some good old stuff though on this playlist. It's nice to get a little window into everyone's tastes. Much love to whoever just queued up all of the Hamilton soundtrack. The music is super low. I will turn up the music. I can't sadly hear how loud you're hearing it, so you give me some gentle cues and let me know if it's too loud over my voice, and I will adjust. We need to get this right. This is our Wednesday night leisure time. We need to be completely comfortable. No more Ram Ranch. Again, the Ram Ranch hate continues. I think we introduced the new rule last week that if more than 10 people ask us to skip the song in the chat, we will. All right, question 2. Let's do it. It's our questionable cosplay, our weekly fixture. Which character is this baby trying to recreate? I assume it was the baby's idea. Oh no! I just got sent a reminder about the most incredible meme that someone sent me, and I've been meaning to put it on the Netherworld notice board and I forgot it. Damn it! I need to put it on the next week's notice board. It's incredible. It's highly relevant. If nobody knows it, I will give you a hint, but I have a strong feeling that some teams will be all over this one. Oh, welcome back, Dazed and Confused. Thrilled to have you. Alright, I might move us on. We have a few goddess in the old chat. Question 3, it's a Hollywood headlines, a feature we haven't had for a couple of months. Identify which of these recent Hollywood headlines is fake. 2 are real, 1 is fake. A is Selena Gomez wore the perfect everyday sneaker. B, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have reportedly stopped going to family therapy. C, Mariah Carey tells Tina Fey she'll write Christmas song for new Mean Girls movie. Which of these is fake? Do we have any other Jessie Ware fans in the streams, in the chats? Jimmy says hello. Hello, Jimmy. Know many great Jimmys. I actually don't know any crap Jimmys. Is Jimmy a universally good name? The only crap Jimmy is probably Jimmy from the OC. I know he's painted as the nice guy, but I actually think he had quite emotionally manipulative behaviour, and we should probably do a psyop on that. Jaws is 1. Do we need a strong team name being new? I think all I want for you is to remove the pressure from yourself to be anything other than the thing that brings you joy. Don't worry about performativity, you do you. Oh no, Jimmy Savile was a UK ex-TV presenter, DJ, and enormous pedo. Okay, apparently there are some non-great Jimmys. Let's move on. Question 4. While she's a solo hero, what colour is Elastigirl's supersuit? Is it A, green with gold accents, B, grey with red accents, C, red with pink accents, or D, blue with black accents? We do love The Incredibles. Benjamin, as we're not together in the same dungeon, is there anything fun coming up this week at Netherworld that we should shout to the rooftops? You betcha. Gary's asked a great question. I would say go with the newer version. However, if you know both versions, there's still only one answer here that could be the most correct. Like, there's 3 that definitely wouldn't apply to either new or old, which will make sense when we do the answer. Ooh, updates from Benjamin. On Friday night, 2-Bit Movie Club is streaming a How to Do Martial Arts on VHS special. I did see that promo and I'm very excited for it. Now, I hate to interrupt Charlie XCX, but I'm going to. I think you'll be okay with it though, because we finally have a return to the film score question. We had a lot of film scores early on in Twitch trivia because everyone was wild for it. And I thought, let's just bench this for a moment in case there are some people who aren't into film scores. So as always, before an audio question, here is your audio headphone volume check, just to make sure you don't blow your heads off. All right, this is for 4 points. I would like you to identify the 4 films from the mashup of film scores that contain a ticking motif. Important, I do not want the composer, I want just the films. any Disney sidekick that has been animated to talk and has been anthropomorphized, you could argue is humanoid. I'm talking on just go with like an aesthetic, physical level. But if I would say Stitch is more in the animal thing, so would count to be considered. Oh, that's a great suggestion from Grace. Life on Venus, a parrot animal life on Venus. We've got alien life on Venus, and we've got Bilby Day from Caitlin. Two good kind of creature-related themes. You know that we thrive when we do the animal kingdom. Oh, welcome back, Anastasia, who's just joining us briefly. Anastasia, do you have any good ideas for our comic suggestion? I'm liking Life on Venus, though. June trailer, to be honest, in any other year, but the June trailer dropping was actually quite exciting world news because cinema has been dire this year. Don't hold it against anyone. It's just the unfortunate reality. All right. Make a guess, take a chance, break away. Question 8. How many attack points does the Valkyrian, the Magna Warrior Yu-Gi-Oh card have? Nice to revisit some Yu-Gi-Oh. We haven't done any Yu-Gi-Oh for the last 3 months. Is it A, 1500? Is it B, 1750? Is it C, 2850? Or D, 3500? Caitlin, you do not have to do another theme. We'll do Bilby Day, and we'll do possible alien life on Venus. The operative word being possible. So yeah, 2. I love it when our comics are particularly arbitrary. I think it inspires your best work. A, B, C, or D. Take a selection. You've got options. Question 9. Which character, and I would like a first and a last name, did Michael Douglas portray in films in 1987 and 2010? I'd like a first and a last name. I'll give you a half point for the first, half point for the last. Ooh, a Pogo Trout, as always, comes in with the juicy facts. Apparently, they have detected phosphine on Venus, which so far we mostly associate with living organisms. It's always so juicy when Ben deletes a message before I've read it. Like, what happened? Who knows? The drama. It's keeping us all engaged. Caitlin, yes, you can do a second comic. You can. We've never made rules about how many comics you can enter at Twitch. When we're in person, we do have the rules because it's actual physical paper. It's actual trees dying. So, one comic is good. However, although that paper, I promise, is recycled because I'm a good girl. Damn it, I read that before Ben deleted it. Okay, I'm moving on. Moving us on. Question 10. Okay, I love this, and I know that you're going to write it and tell me I'm weird, but I have it on good authority that some of you enjoy these questions. Identify the Disney princesses by the customized color schemes of these Nike Air Max 90s. So, in case you don't know, you can customize the colors of your Nike Airs on their website. I have customized these colors to match as closely as possible a color scheme of 2 different Disney princesses. Please tell me which 2 they are. I'm obviously in a really Disney inspired space after watching Mulan. This is our second Disney question. But that's okay. I have no regrets and I make no apologies. Have a think. Get in touch with your inner princess. We all have one. Oh my goodness, we have someone who's actually bought a custom pair. What colour did you customise Joz's one? Now I will say, I don't know. I'm so reluctant. I kind of want to give a hint, but I don't know. Black, grey, and orange sounds gross, but they are hot. I see that. I see that that's a hot colour scheme. So I want to say one thing. I want you to think broadly, because one of the color schemes I've chosen is probably like look number 2, not look number 1, and that's all I'll say. They are both official Disney princesses, and as I just mentioned, I feel like each princess has maybe like one or two looks that you attribute to them, and I would say for one of them I've done one of the looks that might not be the most like the look that you would most associate, but I also think it's a fairly iconic look, and that's all I'll say. Is anyone feeling confident about at least one of them? And yes, they are both official Disney princesses. Okay, cool. I think Steve from Vinny D is saying that he knows both, which is exciting, especially because he requested this question. As always, take a screenshot if you would like more time. You have the power to do this for Twitch. Nice, got them from Gary. Love this for you guys. Ben, I didn't give you any pre-warning for this, but because I knew you were our mod, I have written in a 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game because we haven't played that in a while. So for everybody else who doesn't know and hasn't played, the 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon game is you finding the shortest route by linking films between an arbitrary actor and the prolific actor Kevin Bacon. You have to do it in no more than 6 steps for it to be even valid within the competition. And the first person to message their breakdown of connections to Ben at Netherworld Arcade will win a special pin, which many of you know, and if you don't, it is our special trivia pin. You can only acquire it if you normally you can only acquire it if you win trivia. In Twitch World, you can acquire it by playing these games and messaging in first. So, sorry I didn't warn you then, but you're too smart. You don't even need the warning. You're always ready to go. So here we go. Please link these 2 actors. I am torn about whether in case you don't recognize the person who I want you to connect, I'm torn about whether I'm going to tell you their name because I feel like that's part of you working it out. And you really should be familiar with their work because he is excellent. Again, you need to get there in 6 moves for it to be valid, and you need to message Ben first to get the prize. Shout out to Finn the dog for very nearly winning a battle with a moth just now. Brave boy. Aw, can you send us a photo of Finn the dog so we can put it on the notice board? Now that enough time has passed, I will tell you if you don't recognize the actor, it is David Oyelowo, who I'm sure you will be familiar with his films. Most recently, I think it's Javert in the new Les Miserables, as some pronounce it. All right, I'm going to move on. Ben will send me a message if someone gets there first. He's done quite a few big films, so I'm hoping you can get there. But I've also challenged you a bit more this week. All right, question 11. Because I can't get enough of fan art from the fans, identify the 3 celebrities from the fan art. This is for 3 points. Okay, so no one's got the connections yet, but I love that. That means that everyone's being honest and not cheating. Ben got it in 2 steps, but don't feel too bad about that. Ben is a superhuman pop culture megamind. It's not your fault that you pale in comparison. I'll give you a hint. I think probably most famously, he was in Selma, which was obviously a very big film in 2014. That's what I will say. That's my little hint. I think that's probably the most famous of David Oyelowo. All right. We might hold on our fan art for 30 more seconds and then we'll move on to question 11. I have another hint for Kevin Bacon if we're still struggling. I agree, Caitlin. I think the style of C is like, it's a bit Van Gogh, you know? Do you see what I'm saying? Like that sort of sketchy, scrapey line. Is Van Gogh the person I'm thinking of? Maybe someone else. Disney Duke. Is there like a rules list? Thank you, EEJ, all over it. Don't put answers in the chat. That's pretty much it. The people are here for the other people. Sorry, it's pronounced Van Gogh. I'm going to give another hint for our Kevin Bacon. The person that I would naturally go to connect him with who's like very famous and has been in a lot of things. I would connect him through Lupita Nyong'o, who he has done a film with. I'm not telling you what the film was, but that's the route that I would take. All right, I'm going to move us on to question 12. For 1 point, thank you so much to the team that requested Bluey. I love it so much. For 1 point, name the parents of Bluey from the kids show of the same name. So I want both names for the 1 point. I'll give you a halfie if you just get one of them. Just sharing a little bit of love from Instagram from one Mr. Cosgrove. Just a shout out to whoever queued up Phoebe Bridgers and Ariel Pink on the playlist. Tom wants you to know thank you and your rule. It wasn't me, Tom, so somebody else can come forward and claim that one. Claim that little piece of cultural real estate. Put your flag in it. All right, let's move on. Question 13. Which of these is not a room found in the game of Cluedo? A, hall, B, lounge, C, ballroom, or D, bathroom? Speaking of, if you haven't seen the film Knives Out, please do yourself a favor. I know it's like a year old now, but it is a perfect movie. And so many people I chat to just never saw it. It's honestly freaking amazing. It is a perfect film. Rian Johnson can do no wrong. If anyone's interested in screenwriting, the screenplay is online, and it is a gorgeous read. A gorgeous old read. Glad to see we have a lot of Knives Out love. I would have expected nothing less from such an intelligent group, to be honest. Alright, question 14. Ooh, I love this question, which I realise I can't say about questions that I write, but there you go. It happened. Cat's out of the bag. Dame Judi Dench has played an historical figure twice in 2 different unconnected films. I would like for 1 point for you to identify who the historical figure was, and for a further 2 points, I want to know what the movies were. So it's 3 points in total. Have a think. Scour your mind chasm. Ooh, Scott's slid in to our collective DMs with a recommendation. I just started reading a book that is basically Knives Out, an Agatha Christie mystery crossed with Groundhog Day. Interesting to introduce Groundhog Day into that kind of crime format. I can see that working. What's the name of the book, Scott? Don't leave us hanging. Oh, a Poco Track just uploaded a picture of Finn the dog. Probably should not be looking at this because any further strain on my internet may crash this whole operation. Oh my goodness! Finn's a little... Is it a Pomeranian? Is that a Pomeranian? Or is that a... Nah, Pomeranian's all I got. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. Oh, Scott was telling us to read that last week. We simply must write it down this week. We didn't do it. I mean, it's a terrific name. The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle. What an amazing title. Gotta be proud of that one. Who's feeling like they've got 3 out of 3 for question 14? Evelyn Hardcastle is such a good drag name. That's brilliant. Ooh, very nice. Grace is all over question 14. We got 1 out of 3. That's still pretty good. There's a few opportunities to score. I mean, at the very least, you can guess yourself a Dame Judi Dench film where you think she might have played a historical figure. You never know, she could have played them twice. In the meantime, though, let us move on. I'm going to sadly kill Lady Gaga, but she'll be back. Because, actually, I don't have to kill Lady Gaga, Because, no, I do. Just because I think it might be a bit confusing if you hear other music over what I'm about to play you. So I would like you to have a watch of this video, identify the 4 artists and songs from their stop motion music videos. I did kill our music because I think it could be distracting to hear other music over this video, even though I've taken the audio out. All right, let's do it. All right. It's 4 points. I'll give you a half point if you know the artist and a half point for the song. I'll play them again. I would say, if you're struggling, that all 4 artists have pretty broad name recognition, I think is fair to say. I'm going to play it again. All right, that's the last time, I think. I'm popping old Lady Gaga back on. Artist and song, please. All right, let's move on. Question 16. In the original Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, what character can you unlock by completing career mode 100% with a created skater? For our Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2 fans, emphasis on original. I know there's been a re-release, so the OG is what we need for this question. If you missed the memo, our comic theme for this week is a choice between it being World Bilby Day or the fact that there is possible alien life on Venus or signs of potential alien life on Venus. However many caveats you want to add in, you go for it. You don't have to do it you do have to do it now, but you don't have to hand it in until the end of the night, which is at the end of round 2. But there is a $30 venue voucher available to the one who did the best comic this evening, as judged arbitrarily by me. And I don't have to tell you how many excellent t-shirts there are to buy on the Netherworld website, which you could buy with that $30. Or, food if you go in, because obviously the venue is open and welcomes your patronage. Can I check in with Ben? Has there been a winner for the Kevin Bacon? I might move us on to question 17 if everyone's okay with question 16. You haven't said anything. Excellent, there has been a winner. Beautiful. You're sending your comic to me, although don't worry, if you accidentally send it to Ben, then you can, he can forward it on to me. But yeah, send it to Arika Blockade. And let's move on. Question 17 for 3 points. The names of which 3 #1 songs in Australia from the 1980s contain the word girl or girls? So I want 3 songs that all contain the words either girl or girls. They were all 3 #1 songs in Australia in the year 1980. Poker Trout, are the artists necessarily from Australia? No, they're not necessarily from Australia. This is just #1 songs in Australia from the 1980s. Sorry, and it's not 1980 the year, it's the 80s. I should have been more clear. Not necessarily Australian. We're just, international hits do chart at #1 here very, very often. So, indeed, not necessarily Australian. And it is from the decade. It is 1980s. Oh, we dropped the plural accidentally when I spoke earlier. Oh, thank you for the lovely comics that are being sent in. These are quite good. Something about everyone and animal content. You do your best work. In case you're wondering, the picture I chose is not any of the bands. It's a costume shop's representation of an 80s band. Oh, okay. We missed question 16. I guess we can go back. There we go. It's a Tony Hawk Pro Skater question. That is your question 16. Okay, back to 17. And I might move on to 18 actually now. Same, but different. I forgot that I made this feature like months ago. It came to me in the wee hours of yesterday morning, so here we are. Sometimes 2 films released in the same year feature very similar plots. Notable examples include A Bug's Life and Ants or Deep Impact and Armageddon. Identify this film's 2010 box office twin. That is your question 18. Oh, I agree. Ants can absolutely go to hell. Bug's Life forever. Where do we fall on the Deep Impact Armageddon thing though? Because I know everyone thinks that it should be Deep Impact. But as an 8-year-old girl who loved Armageddon, it's really hard for me not to choose it. Jack wants to see question 1 again. I will tell you question 1 again. I don't remember Deep Impact, so I should rewatch it. Okay, so for the bitches, for Jack, here is your question 1. Let me remember it. Adam Sandler recently appeared on the first episode of which celebrity's new talk show? That is question 1 that you missed. All right, I'm going to move us on. I hope someone's got question 18. Question 19, who in Critical Role is the half-orc warlock? Thank you again for continuing to request Critical Role. It is excellent. A, Caleb Widdergast, B, Yasha, C, Fjord, or D, Not the Brave. Who in Critical Role is the half-orc warlock? Maybe I'll watch Deep Impact tonight after trivia. I am alone out here in the bush with nothing else to do, so maybe Deep Impact is exactly what we need. Alright. I'm moving us on, baby. Last question of round 1. Identify, broadly, this object. I have done a little subtitle. Basically, I want to know either what fandom it's connected with and what is its function. This is what I would like you to tell me about this object. Question 20. It's our last question for round 1. Obviously, we have our Nicolas Cage clue, which is hard to explain without the reference of the cage. Let's pretend that this square of my mother's knitting is the Nicolas Cage cage. For our newbies, normally in the venue we have a cage, it's a Nicolas Cage, and I hide something in it, and then I give you clues every week as to what is inside, and you have to guess it. The sooner you guess, the more points you get for it. I've really changed it up this week. Not that much, but a little bit. But I'll stop right there in case you're still working out question 20. Alright, I'm moving on. Hopefully someone knows what question 20 is. Tonight's Nicolas Cage is a band. I want a band, a group, a musical, duo, basically anything but a solo artist falls under the category of band edition. It's not necessarily Nicolas Cage related, and as always, the first person to message me on Instagram the answer will get a Netherworld pin. However, this is a team challenge and it is for points. So this week, just because it fit well with my plan, I have given you 3 clues. The second clue comes in halfway through round 2. So if you can get this right after the first clue, I will give you 5 points. If you can guess it right after the second clue, I will give you 3 points. If you guess it right after the third clue, I will give you 1 point. That's how it's going to work this week. So get your instas out. Don't worry if you don't know it from the first clue. It's actually quite difficult to get it from the first clue, but you can make crazy guesses. We're after a band, group, musical duo. Here is your first clue. Again, you don't need to... You won't factor in these points until the very end because you obviously won't know the answer until the end. All right. I'll give you 20 seconds to think about this with your group, and then we're going to mark our first round. So scribes, get your pens or keyboards at the ready. Kevin Bacon challenge was one Mr. Lucas Hinchliff. Lucas Hinchliff, well done. Sorry I said your full name to the internet, but I think we've done that before. You can report me. Okay, so this was Lucas's breakdown. We had Connecting David is in The Paperboy with Zac Efron. Efron is in Dirty Grandpa with Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is in The Sleepers with Kevin Bacon. A nice, clean, short line. Well done, Lucas. We will send you a pin. All right. Let's do it. Question 11. It's Christian Bale, Justin Timberlake, and Bruce Willis, even though it looks like the Staith. I know it looks like the Staith, but it is Bruce Willis. Christian Timberlake, Brucey Boy for 3 points. Question 12. Bandit and Chili. A half a point for Bandit, a half a point for Chili. Bandit, Chili, 1 point in total. Question 13 is a bathroom. D, the bathroom. Not so much a location in Cluedo. Question 14, very well done if you got all 3 points. The historical figure was Queen Victoria, and the two films were Mrs. Brown and Victoria and Abdul. Victoria and Abdul being kind of recent, in the last year and a half, 2 years. So 3 points, 1 for Queen Victoria, 1 for Victoria and Abdul, 1 for Mrs. Brown. Party, party, party. Ooh, that's a great one. Shout out to Anastasia from Culture Vultures for the 2-step runner-up with David O in The Help with Emma Stone in Crazy Stupid Love with Kevin Bacon. Oh my god, I can't remember Kevin Bacon in Crazy Stupid Love. Who was Kevin Bacon in Crazy Stupid Love? Wow, I obviously need to rewatch that film. Alright, so here are our stop motion music videos. Thank you to the team that requested stop motion music videos. That was a fun one to get. We had Grizzly Bear, Ready, Able, White Stripes, Fell in Love with a Girl, Tool, Sober, and Peter Gabriel's Sledgehammer. As always, I'll give you half a point for the artist, half a point for the song title. 4 points in total. Well done if you got 4. Alright, question 16 is Spider-Man. Spider-Man. Question 17. Jesse's Girl, Uptown Girl, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. Those are the 3 that I want. Those are the 3 that I want. Those are the 3 that I want. Jesse's Girl, Uptown Girl, Girls Just Wanna Have Fun. Megamind. Megamind was the box office twin to Despicable Me in 2010. Well done if you got it. Question 19. It's Fjord or Sea. Fjord, Ford. Oh wait, did I put the wrong artist? Did I typo the wrong artist? Is that what we're saying? Let me go back. Oh, sorry. Of course it's Billy Joel. My brain obviously just typoed Billy Idol because sometimes that happens in my brain. It's called the cursive. It is Billy Joel, yes. Question 20. I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see who got this, especially because we have so many K-pop fans. This is the K-pop group Big Bang's concert light stick. Who got it? Who got Big Bang's concert light stick? Please tell me. Anyone? Anyone? Did anyone get question 20? Yes, thank you, Brooke. Someone got it. I was hoping our K-pop fans got this one. All right. That's the end of round 1. You know what to do. Add up your points. Share them on the chat so we know how we're doing, who's the team to beat, etc., etc. I'd normally queue up a fun little countdown for 7 minutes, but the old gimpy internet can't quite handle that video template. So I'm going to put my porn blue tack back over the webcam whilst everyone has a 7-minute break. Time to go to the toilet or get a drink. Or I could read you ASMR from one of my mother's old National Geographic editions.
Nothing in it for me except my heart that's lazy. Running for my own life now. I'm really turning some time. Looking up to the sky for something I may never find. Stop calling. It's time to let me be. If you think you can save me, I dare you to lift the heart from the depths it's fallen to. We all want something new, but can't seem to follow through. Something's better than nothing. Oh, so that I thought. Now I know it's just one dream. All these others gonna tear me.
All right, I'm coming back 2 minutes early because, I mean, do we really need a 7-minute break? Who chose that? Did I choose that? Probably. I'm not sure. Let's have a look at our scores. I think based on some scores I'm seeing, round 1 might have been a little bit tricky, but that's okay. It's all about the, good community feels. Team 4th place, 17, nicely done. Super Nintendo Charmers and Vinny D are both on 24.5. Pop Cultist got a very solid 21. The Bitches got 14.5, nicely done. 18.5 for Dello Feligates, not too bad. The disparity in points is quite minimal. I think, if I'm not mistaken, Vin Diesel and Super Nintendo Charmers are tying for first place, which is exciting. I don't know if we've had a tie for first place after round 1. So let's kick into round 2 and see what fruit it bears for us. Question 21. Someone after my own heart who requested bad Christmas rom-coms. I put bad in quotation marks because are they really bad or are they excellent? I don't know. We can all decide that inside ourselves with our own God. Please name these Christmas rom-coms from the posters. Yes, these are all direct-to-streaming movies. Tell me their names from the posters. All you have are swathes of red and green and smiles. So many smiles. A couple of cheeky smiles. A couple of unsure smiles. Ooh, I missed that Hidden Ham got 28 points. I didn't see that. Apologies, Hidden Ham. So Hidden Ham are currently in the lead. We will see how it all pans out. Thrilling.
Chimney falls and lovers' plays. Thought that I was young. Now I freeze in hand.
The podcast story break sounds amazing. I'm going to find a little pen and write that down.
As I've become, I'm so tired. I wish I was the moon tonight. Last night I dreamt I'd forgotten my name.
Has anyone got two or three?
But I won't just the same. I'm so lonely. I wish I was the
Scott, I don't think you've shared this fun fact that the Hallmark and Netflix Christmas movies are filmed where you live. Next week, instead of sending us pictures of Wally, which I love, maybe you should send some local town images that are captured in our favorite Netflix Christmas movies.
God bless me, I'm a free man with no place free to go. Paralyzed and collar tight, no pills for what I fear. This is crazy. Wish I was the moon.
Yes, Scott, tell us where you live. Just the town, so it's not weird. And then we can all Google it and we can picture you there, frolicking with your cat. Alright, take a screenshot if you are unsure. I am going to move us on to question 22 rather. What is the name of Candy's Las Vegas nightclub in Lucifer? Is it A, the Gates of Heaven, B, the Lumberyard, C, Fletcher's, or D, the Landing Strip? North Bay, Ontario. Let's look up North Bay, Ontario, where Scott lives. Does anybody else live anywhere very interesting that they'd like to share? Ooh, you live on a bay, which I should have guessed from the name. You live in a place called Calendar. Ooh, Steve lives in Maruka. That's fancy. Maruka's a really up-and-coming suburb, I have to say. Affordable housing, but quite close to the city. Hopefully, if you don't have a clue about Lucifer, or if you do but can't remember, it's 1 in 4, baby. You go with your gut. Question 23. A little bit of broad pop culture adjacent information here. Which company overtook Samsung in July as the world's largest smartphone producer? Have a little guess. Hopefully we're across the e-commerce space within pop culture. And I'll move us on to question 24. Who created the character the Cheshire Cat, who is not pictured on this slide? I have to say, everyone, we've got some really bang-up comics this week. I'm incredibly impressed with your output. Ben is bringing us down with the Maruka chat, but I'm still standing by it as a solid suburb. Largest number of phones or dollars, that's from Jollers 1. Oh, to do with the smartphone. I believe it's by unit. I believe it's a unit thing. It tends to be about unit when we ask these questions. Alright, moving us on. Okay. I did a famous basslines question last week. We've had a bit of a request for a part 2, but just with the lead guitar riffs. So, Ready your headphone audio. I'll turn up the volume. I would like to know these 4 songs and artists from the famous guitar riffs. Here we go. I'll play it a few times. All right, here it comes again. Sorry, here it comes again now. If you don't know the songs, don't worry. You can guess artists. Just guess some famous artists that normally have famous songs in their riffs. Famous riff songs. Famous guitar riffs. Some of them are sampled a bit longer than others. I'll play it a couple more times, don't worry. Oh no, you know you're in trouble when your very musically astute player doesn't know anything. I may have been a bit hard. I will say I pulled these songs off all of these songs made some arbitrary internet lists of like best guitar riffs of all time. Like these turned up on a few of them. However, I obviously didn't include enough iconic ones. Oh wait, no, we've got 1 out of 4. We've got 1 out of 4. Okay, how about we make... No, well, hang on. You've still got opportunities. Guess a band. Guess bands that you think might turn up on this list. You might land somewhere. Yes, they probably are vaguely recognizable. Again, I did cross-reference a few like greatest guitar riffs of all time lists, and quite a few of these turned up on all of them. I am going to play it. I'll play it once more, and we might need to go slightly easier guitar riffs next time. I'm sorry. Admittedly, I did try and make these ones a little bit harder because I thought the guitar riffs would be harder to identify than the bass. But I've learned my lesson. I'm excited for those teams that got 1 though. Let's move on. Question 26. I'm going to chuck our sweet little music back on. All right, question 26. I know I've already done a Critical Role question, but we had a few requests for Dungeons & Dragons, so I'm sneaking this one in. Name these 3 Dungeons and Dragons monsters. Steve, do you really want drum solos, or are you just punishing yourself? Oh my goodness, yes, I did see that Dave Grohl battle with that 9-year-old fan. It was so cute. Also, I just want to check in with Ben. Have we lost our moderator? If so, now is the time to be profane. It's okay if we have, but just checking. I don't need to send life support down to the dungeon at Netherworld if he is there. Wow, famous clarinet jazz solos. I will genuinely write any questions you request of me, but you're making your own beds, that's all I'm saying. Yes, Ben's alive. Oh, I'm so excited. You're at home, I'm at home. Thought about wearing my jammies and then decided, why don't you try professionalism for once in your life? I'm moving on, question 27. In Stardew Valley, what's the most profitable spring crop? This is to do with how much gold you can get for it. Is it A, watermelons, B, strawberries, C, sunflowers, or D, bananas? Have we been playing many video games, or have we moved past that section of 2020? What do we think? Right, so more video games, but less Animal Crossing. Okay, actually, I have a really fun thing to update you on. Being out in the bush, as I am, obviously, the fine night skies and the stars only pale in comparison to the plethora of bird songs. I know some nature heads in our party would be very excited to hear them. Please tell me if you have heard this bird before. I don't know what kind of bird it is, but I'm sure if I do a Google, it will come up. There is a bird that tonally perfectly sings the Close Encounters theme. The catch is it only sings 3 of the notes. It doesn't sing boo, 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 boo. Obviously, I'm tone deaf, so it doesn't sound like that. It only sings 3 of the notes. But I swear to God, it is pitch perfect Close Encounters. It's the Close Encounters bird. Has anyone heard the Close Encounters bird? I am going to Google this and find out and find a recording, or I'm going to get up early tomorrow morning and take a recording of it, and then we will play it next week. All right, I'm moving on. Question 28. Which Nickelodeon cartoon character wears turquoise high tops as their staple shoe? Now, it's a cartoon character and it's not branded, but I have found a turquoise high top Converse and just taken off the main logo just to try and trigger your inspiration. I'm open to giving you hints on this one. Oh my goodness, a pied butcherbird. What? Okay, you answer question 28. I am going to Google the pied butcherbird call. There are a lot of butcherbirds out here. Could be. Pied butcherbird song. Videos. Doesn't sound like that. Hint please, we have a thought but not convinced. Does anyone think they have an idea? It is kind of tricky. I will say that this character isn't the main person in the TV show. It's not. There's a main character, and the title is eponymous to the main character's name. So it's a show with a character's name in the title, and this person is that person's friend. This is a friend of the main character. It's not a main character. So Nickelodeon, it's a cartoon. A friend of the main character wears these turquoise high tops and wears generally a lot of turquoise. That's what I will say. And it's the name of a character is in the show title. It's kind of tricky. Maybe I'm just being a bit tricky this week. Am I a bit too tricky for week 26, or is this the mental challenge we need? All right, I'll give you another hint. This is a cryptic clue though, so don't come after me if it misleads you. It's really cryptic. Your cryptic clue is Josiah Bartlett. Josiah Bartlett is your cryptic clue. I need to listen to some more Pied Butcherbird videos, excuse me. Oh, tonally, this is sounding quite like similar to what I listened to. It doesn't have the melody, but it has the tone. Maybe you're right. Oh, classic Caitlin and Grace. Of course you got this right. Hang on. The tone is so similar. Close Encounters Bird. Okay, did anyone guess this character based on my hint? I will give you a half point if you can guess the show. Alright, cool. Someone's got it based on the hint, so I am going to move on. At least guess me a show, because I'll give you a half point if you guess the show. Question 29. Was the below section from Netflix taken from the popular on Netflix, trending now, or continue watching for Arika? From which section did I screenshot these thumbnails? Oh, yes, I didn't change the date. Oops. Oops. To be honest, I didn't want to mess with OBS. I feel like anything that I touched might have broken it in this delicate bush environment. All right. It's a 1 in 3. It's a 1 in 3. And I guess go with what the person beside you wants you to go with, because sometimes it's good to listen to our neighbours. Question 30. Salvador Dali, thank you to the cultured swine, and I say that with love, who keeps requesting paintings. I love this for us. Salvador Dali painted a 1937 painting titled The Burning What? I want to know what that what is. The title of the painting is The Burning Something. Tell me what it is. I am in awe of those who I think correctly identified the pied butcherbird, because although I didn't hear the Close Encounters call on YouTube, I'll do a more thorough look later, but the tone was exactly what I listened to this morning. Are pied butcherbirds endemic to Australia? Is there any world in which John Williams heard the pied butcherbird and then created the Close Encounters theme from that? Alright, does anyone know question 30? I might move us on. Oh wait, I forgot to say, because I've decided to just be crazy and throw in a second clue, here is your second Nicolas Cage clue. You will get 3 points if you can guess this from the second clue. I'm giving you a third clue at the end of the night, and that means that the final clue is only going to be worth 1 point. Here is your second clue. Ooh, Happiness is a Warm Gun says that John Williamson wrote a song based on the Butcherbird's call. Is that... Wait, he does have a song where he does a bird call, but I didn't realize it was the Butcherbird call. What's the song? Or are you just playing with me? Because I really do think that John Williamson, not John Williams, but John Williamson did do a bird call song. Tip from Grace. If you want to feel genuine joy, look up Porcupine Excited About Pumpkin. The vocalizations made my heart happy. Oh, so it is. He does a little call in True Blue. I didn't realize he was doing the Pied Piper. Pied Piper? That's a myth. That's a legend. That's a story. The Pied Butcherbird is what I meant to say. Alright, so just to reiterate, this is your second of 3 Nicolas Cage clues tonight. Maybe I will do more Nicolas Cage hints, but make them harder and space them throughout. I can do a mid-round clue. It is more fun doing 4 clues. If you can guess it right after this, you have 3 points. Of course, there's the third clue coming at the end, and that's going to be worth 1 point. So, moving on. Question 31. Which character in Wicked is turned into the Tin Man? Is it A. Fiyero, B. Dr. Dillamond, C. Madame Morrible, or D. Bok? Cootamundra Wattle. I do love Taylor Swift's folklore so much, but I am going to queue up Cootamundra Wattle coming up next because, quite frankly, I'm a huge John Williamson fan. Thank you very much, Paul, for bringing that into our lives. If you look at this, I will slowly hypnotize you. Alrighty, let's do a baby. Question 32. From where, specifically in Peru, is Paddington Bear from? I have with me here this Buddha who watches over this room in the house. If anyone would like to say a prayer, now is the time. A lovely kind of sheeny tangerine orange. What other treats can we share? I also have this sort of Celtic not artwork. The house is full of nondescript kind of pagan or non-religious, non-Western religion iconography. So I've got lots to share with you all. Alright, I'm assuming someone knows 32, so let's move on. She's So Unusual was the debut solo album of who? This is not a silhouette of this person. This is a silhouette I found of a nondescript woman on Google Images, but that in itself is a hint. Oh my goodness, Britt, I forgot you reminded us for the first time that Rotten Tomatoes said that Paddington 2 was the best sequel of all time. To be honest, everyone loves Paddington, and I think it's sweet, but I feel like it's like a British thing. It's like if you are British and you grew up with Paddington, kind of like how we did Blinky Bill, I think you care more. I think you care more, but I don't know if it's that good, even though it does have an excellent cast. And Ben Whishaw is quite positively perfect. Yeah, maybe I need to give Paddington another go. So many people I respect love it. We have ourselves a decorative egg, if anyone would like to, engage with some family art, which I almost just broke. There we go.
When you dream upon that little bunny ride, makes you think that life has passed you.
I do remember Hugh Grant being excellent in Paddington 2. Alright, question 34. I'm Thinking of Ending Things is the name of the new film from which famous writer/filmmaker? I could say writer-director, but I think it's more accurate to say writer-filmmaker based on the various roles that they have fulfilled on production. Oh my goodness! You all talking about the jail plot of Paddington 2. The film was coming back to me. I love the jail plot. It was quirky, it was like kind of out of place, but we were into it.
Come out here and sit down in the sun. Can't you hear the magpies in the distance? Don't you feel the new day has begun? Can't you hear the bees making honey, woman, in the spotted gums where the bellbirds ring? You might grow old and bitter 'cause you missed it.
If we're ready, I'm bringing on question 35. The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes is a prequel to which fictional trilogy book series? And whilst I'm here talking, tell me what you think of Cootamundra Waddle by John Williamson.
All at once my childhood never left me, 'cause wattle blossoms bring it back again. Don't buy the daily papers anymore, woman. Read all about what's going on in hell. They don't care.
I'm sorry, maybe I accidentally wrote a kind of brutal trivia this week. It happens sometimes. Sometimes it happens, although I will say, as is my continued defense, you guys requested all of these themes, with the exception of about 5 questions. The topics of, at the heart of the question, they've been requested. But you know what? I'll take the feedback. We can do easy. Next week, I promise. I'm going to lighten the load. We'll get mainstream. We'll get exciting. Let's do it. I'll be back in the dungeon. It's going to be amazing. Oh no, someone's stream died. Okay, and I'm just going to pop back to question 33 and 35 for our friends. Paddington Bear, quick screenshot, go for your life. Boo, 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 boo. 33, She's So Unusual, debut studio album. Beautiful. Let's go, baby. Okay. Question 36, movie reviews. I love a movie review question. Identify the film from the brief review. This is a movie about how words aren't cool, but you can still expect a girl to fall at your feet in response to mild wordplay. Not wordplay. Please keep up. Or throw whatever device you're reading this on into the ocean. Send me a postcard. Tell me what it's like to be free. And now in a Scottish accent. And now in a bad Scottish accent. This is a movie about how words aren't cool. Oh, that was weird. But you still... This is a movie about how words aren't cool, but you still... Oh god, no, I'm off tonight. Okay, Kiwi accent. This is a movie about how words aren't cool, but you can still expect a girl to fall at your feet in response to mild wordplay. Please keep up. Or throw whatever device you're reading this on into the ocean. Send me a postcard. Tell me what it's like to be free. Tell me what it's like to be free. Oh, how good is the new Miley Cyrus song, everyone? Do we not love it? Has anyone got question 36? Or am I just chatting to myself over here? I want to wear my spectacles, but every time I do, the screen gets in my eyes and it's not very engaging. Alright, let's move on. Question 37. What is the oldest known species in the Mass Effect universe? Is it A. Reapers, B. Rachni, C. Turians, or D. Leviathans? The oldest known species for our RPG fans. We've 3 questions from the end, so just a reminder to anyone who's still drawing comics. Hi, Suzanne Collins. Okay, Ben's review of Charlie Kaufman's new film is it's extremely Charlie Kaufman, which I'm not sure is a good thing. You have to be in a mood. Are we talking like Schenectady, New York Charlie Kaufman? Or are we talking like Anomalisa Kaufman? Because there's a spectrum. Alright, question 36. It's the Emoji Movie. I'm hoping somebody riddled this out based on the little clues that were embedded in the review. It is the Emoji Movie. They mentioned a device. They mentioned not being into words. Well done if you got it. Okay. What is the oldest known species in Mass Effect? It is D, Leviathan. The Departed. Well done if you got The Departed. That was the first line from The Departed. 39, it is Gary. Gary Gehrig. Oh no, the stream is scuffed. I will go back through it after I reveal the last answer. Question 40. It's Odyssey number 5, Powderfinger. Very well done if you got this. It's the 20th anniversary edition of Odyssey number 5. If you guessed Powderfinger but you didn't get the right album, you can have a half point for Powderfinger. Oh, amazing. Brit is all over it. I love you, Brit. The answers have been shared in the chat. Okay, so I've got to say a huge congratulations to one Whirling Dervish, aka Grace, who got our Nicolas Cage, I'm not kidding, within a couple of minutes of, or even less, of that first clue, which was quite hard. No one even came close to getting this as fast as Grace did. So, we had a Robin, we had Barry, and we had Maurice Sendak. I am, of course, talking about the Bee Gees. Those were the names of our brothers. The Bee Gees was the answer. If you guessed that right after the first clue, which I think only one person did, that's a 5-pointer after the first clue, 3 points after the second clue, 1 point after the third clue. And very well done. And Grace, I will, you know what I'll do? I'll message you. We'll get you a pin. Okay, so the time has come to add up your points. Yes, share them in the chat. But also, as you know by now, and if you're new, I will tell you what to do next. There is a link in the panel below this video. It connects you to a Google form, which I would love you to submit your final score to, just so I can have your team name and put it on our leaderboard, which I will share on the Netherworld Facebook page. A nice way to see who we were playing and to see how we did. The other important reason to submit that form is because all of the theme requests happen there. There's a little section down the bottom of the form. You can type in whatever you like, be as specific as possible. I love a challenge. Tell me what you would like me to write for you for next week. Of course, we will be back next week on Twitch still, because the life of the world, the world that we live in, the lives that we live in this world continue to operate in this low touch point space. All right. Please hold and listen to the excellent Chloe and Halle. Oh god, what a song. I'm going to turn this up whilst I judge the comics. Alright, I'm turning back down Chloe and Halle because I judged quicker than I thought I would. Thank you very much to everyone who submitted comics tonight. They're all really excellent. I will say all of my this is gonna sound like damning with faint praise, but all of my favorites were actually quite simplistic in the way that they were drawn, but it's proof that you don't have to be a world-winning artist to win this prize. My runner-up, which unfortunately wins nothing but me explaining the comic to everyone, was a stick figure looking at a really, actually quite good picture of Venusaur saying, Venusaur on Venus, never saw that coming, which was sweet. But my winning comic, just because I like the absurdity of it, I will post this on Facebook with the leaderboard. I believe this came from a Steph, but I will find you on Instagram and I'll message you. There is a drawing of the Venus statue, the ancient Greek, Roman, what are we talking? Venus, famous Venus statue. What was she? Roman? Greek? I don't know. Anyway, that famous image. And it says, I thought there was always life on Venus, ? And then you zoom in close and there's a tiny fly on her butt and the fly is saying, hi, which is very cute. So well done to Steph. You are the winner of our comic competition. I will get your details and we will send you out a $30 Netherworld voucher is the word I'm looking for. A $30 venue voucher, as well as a pin. You will also win a Mike Wazowski pin. Mike Wazowski. Oh my goodness, wow. Pop Cultures had the runner-up and the winner of the comic. I love that team's commitment to comics. That is, okay, and Jack has informed us that Venus is Roman, so there you go. Learning is fun. Together with your friends. Alright, well that's us for the night. Bloody well done. A pleasure as always. Thrilled to have our OG moderator Ben back with us tonight. Give him much love. And the weekend is a perfectly beautiful way to end our playlist run, which I think has been quite strong this evening. You have the links to the playlist, so add as many songs as you want in the joining week before next Wednesday's trivia. As always, go well, be safe. See you next Wednesday.